Packing underway. I do not know how to pack for a short trip. I don't know how to pack for 4 days. I pack for 4 weeks. Lots of clothing options. I have my carry-on, shoes, my donut pillow, suitcase. Got my little treat box for after the show. It's a big improvement from last year when I brought a duffel bag filled with shit. I've condensed to a little box. A couple Icon meals, protein popcorn in dark chocolate sea salt, which is my absolute favorite, and peanut butter vanilla, which I haven't tried. But this popcorn is unreal. Got these little rice packs. They were 99 cents. Literally just rice. Nothing else in them. Throw them in the microwave, which these will be good in the hotel with the microwave. On Friday when I bring rice into my diet. Got those rice cakes, crispers for after, because my friend is staying in the room with me, so I also wanted some snack stuff for her. And that's it, y'all. Oh, hey, haven't seen you in a while. Ugh. Don't mind my appearance. I haven't washed my hair. Look at these little short things. I don't even know what these are that are growing. I think it's because for the last month or so, 2 months actually, I just keep throwing my hair up and wrapping it around in this bun. And I think the pulling up of my hair is causing breakage. Right, here. And then I'm getting these little pieces. Anyways. Okay. It's been a minute since I've recorded anything. I feel like it was the 6 week out mark, or even the 5 week out mark maybe, was the last time I recorded something. Ooh. Yeah, so I'm 4 days out. Yeah, it's Tuesday, June 27th right now. I leave tomorrow for Edmonton. Yeah, so it's been a long time. I don't know what happened exactly. I don't know. I got busy. I got preoccupied. I just lost focus with stuff. I also I lost focus with the YouTube, but I was very focused on my training and just life and work and all this stuff. And it was the last thing in my mind when I would come home at the end of the day, or the last thing on my mind throughout the day. Some of these days were just trying to get through the day, let alone worry about recording or updating or editing and doing stuff like that. Which is not an excuse. If I'm gonna do a YouTube series, I better, give that priority and take the time to do those things. So it's not an excuse. I suck. I definitely just got behind in it and then just kind of stopped recording. I've also had an interesting last 4 weeks of prep. I haven't been my greatest in terms of everything. There's been a lot going on in my head, a lot been going on personally, and I'll get more into that after the show. I leave tomorrow, and I can't believe it. It came so fast. I'm honestly in shock. It is 9:50 p.m. Tuesday night. I have to go back to the gym and do a depletion workout and 1 more hour of cardio. And then I have to come back here and get to bed because I have a very early flight tomorrow. I have to wake up at like 4, and I'm leaving here at 4:30 to get to the airport around 5, and my flight leaves at 7. So I'm excited. I'm excited to leave. Do I feel ready for the show? No, I don't. That's the honest truth. Like I said, the last 4 weeks of my prep have been different. My prep as a whole, I can't even say it was better or worse than my last prep. It's just been so different. It's been better in certain ways, and it's been worse in other ways. But very, very different experience. I started off at a completely different set point than last year. Last year, I started off at a time when I had lost a lot of weight from a stressful time in my life, and I dropped weight like that, and I was a twig when I started my prep last year. I was 102 pounds when I went to my first coach, and I was like skin and bones, the tiniest I've ever been in my life, and not on purpose, like literally just from stress. I lost a lot of weight. So that was my starting point, and my coach then actually had me like slowly build up into the show and gain a little bit of weight and then cut down. And then this prep started complete opposite end. My heaviest weight ever. I gained a ton of weight after my last show, and that was my starting point. This prep was the heaviest I've ever been, like 130 pounds I started this prep at, and I'm like around 110 right now. And it's been a long and rough journey. It started off pretty okay. I'd say the first 8 weeks of this prep were on point, and I was killing it with my food, and very, very specific and calculated, and I was very, very, very good. And then like the middle, I kind of started to lose a bit of that, a bit of steam, I guess. Started to get the cravings, and kind of had a couple weeks of just low effort, and kind of my head wasn't in it. And then I got back into it again, and things were good. And I think my best I looked this prep was end of May. Things were going really well, and then like after that, beginning of June, things kind of went downhill for me. Things just got really hard. I had a bit of anxiety and stress, very, very high stress, to the point that I was physically sick to my stomach. And it was very hard waking up every morning. I had a lot on my mind, and it turned into, it was coming out in my actions. Like, I would just sleep so much. I didn't want to get up and do anything. It was almost like a little bit of depression, and I'm not sure why. I have some ideas, and I'll get into that, like I said, after the show. But just some of my old habits came back, and there was a lot I was battling towards the end, and it kind of screwed me up and set me back for sure. And where I'm at right now, don't get me wrong, I'm happy with the progress I've made. I'm happy with the weight I've lost and like how I got my body back. Like I got to a point that I wasn't even sure I'd ever be able to come back to again. And I'm happy with that. But in terms of being ready for a national competition, the truth is I don't believe that I am anywhere close to being in the condition that I should have been and wanted to be in. I'm not lean enough. And that's the main thing. I'm not lean enough. The conditioning just isn't there. I either needed more time or I needed to work harder, and I honestly think it's a little bit of both. I needed to work a lot harder, and I wasn't, and I didn't towards the end, for certain reasons, and nothing is an excuse. And I didn't want to go to nationals just for the experience, to go and be like, oh, like I experienced my first national show, it was such a good experience, whatever, blah blah blah, like that. I didn't want to go in that way. I wanted to go to win, but essentially, and I'm not just being hard on myself, I'm not being like critical because we're our biggest critic, our own biggest critic. No, I'm a realistic person, and I'm not gonna sit here and say I did my best and I'm just gonna go and do my best, and I'm happy to be there, and I'm happy to be on a national stage, like I'm proud, like sorry, like I'm not gonna say shit like that, because it's not the truth, and people don't want to hear me say I'm disappointed in myself, and I don't feel good enough or like anything like that, because then they'll just friends and family or people that follow me will be like, you look great, or you did so well, like be proud of your journey and be proud of what you've accomplished. And just like, those are nice thoughts, those are nice things to say, those are nice things, but it's just not how I think, and it's not how I ever want to think, because if we buffer ourselves like that, and kind of it's almost like babying yourself, or like covering up the real problem, or just not being honest with yourself, then you're never gonna grow. You're never gonna strive to be better, because you're gonna like tell yourself that it's okay, and you did your best and all this kind of stuff. I guess I am hard on myself, but for a reason, because I want to be better and I want to be the best one day. And I know that this wasn't my best. This was not my best. So yeah, I'm gonna say that I'm disappointed in myself for not getting to that level of conditioning that I had planned to. I don't feel like I am bringing a competitive physique to nationals. Not at all. I'm not going into this thinking I have this. No one can beat me, which is the attitude that I wanted to have, right? Like, you want to go to a show being like, yep, I fucking did everything. I look great. I look better than the next person. I'm going to kill this, and I'm going to kill everyone on stage. That's the attitude that, me personally, I want to go into a show with that attitude. I want to walk on stage knowing, like, yeah, you're the one that they're going to pick out. I don't feel that way about myself for this show. It's the honest truth. I'll talk more about that after the show, because I don't want to speak of too much negativity. I don't want to put out negative energy into the universe about this, because I'm still going, and I'm going to be confident in myself, and I'm going to go on that stage and I'm going to rock it, and wish for the best, I guess. Like, you never know what can happen. You never know who's going to show up. You never know what the judges are looking for. I know I'm not going to be the most conditioned. I'm not going to be the leanest person. And I'm not going to have the most competitive physique this time around. It's just the honest truth. I just didn't get to that point. I didn't get to that point like I wanted to, which makes me very angry and very upset. And I think that's why I've been battling the depression and anxiety this last few weeks, because I've just been so upset with myself for not working harder and not getting there. But like I said, I don't want to dwell too much on it because it's been dampening kind of my whole attitude towards going on this trip. I haven't been excited. I haven't been wanting to go to the gym. I haven't been wanting to, I'm not excited about my suit. I'm not excited about all this stuff that I should be excited for if I was confident in myself. So I want to stop focusing on that sort of negative energy, and I'll kind of talk more about what happened in my head and like what I really feel about myself going into this, and what I think how I think I'm gonna do and stuff like that. I just don't want to dwell on it and be negative and be like, I'm gonna do shit, blah blah blah, because how you think is kind of how you are going to carry yourself. And I don't want to go on stage feeling like shit and not trying and not looking my best, I guess. So I'm just focusing on the fact that it is what it is. I am where I am. I did make decent progress in terms of just like lifestyle. Like, I'm very proud of what me and my coach have taken my body from I started working with him in September where I was at my heaviest, but at prep started in like February. So what my body looked like in February to what it is now is unbelievable. Like, unbelievable. I've lost so much body fat. My body shape has changed. My composition has changed. I'm very happy in terms of that. But in terms of a competition and national competition, it's just not enough. It's not good enough. I wasn't good enough. I didn't work hard enough, and I didn't step up, and I didn't level up the way I wanted to. And that's the honest truth. I've learned a lot, and I've learned that I need to work harder and I need to step it up if I want to stay at this level. And these goals of mine of going far in this sport aren't going to happen if I don't have that work ethic, regardless of how I feel, regardless of emotions, and regardless of everything else going on in life. I have to learn to overcome all of that and keep doing what I'm doing, and don't let emotions come into play, because that ruins me. So it's about getting stronger up here, and trust me, I'm better than I was last year. Absolutely, I'm better, I'm stronger, but I'm not strong enough, and there's so much room for improvement. And I'm happy to be on a team and working with a coach that expects more, and these athletes on the team I look up to, because they are displaying that work ethic that I want to have. And they say you never want to be the smartest person in a room, which means that, if you're the smartest person in a room, you are not going to grow. You're going to be proud of the fact that you're the smartest person in the room. You're going to feel superior. You're not going to feel like you need to work as hard because you're the smartest person in the room. You don't have much to work for. And you'll stay at that level because you're already the smartest. Whereas if you're the dumbest person in the room, you have a room filled with people to learn from. You have a room filled with people to challenge you, to make you want to be better, to look up to. And that's sort of how I feel right now in this sport and being on this team. Is I could easily wimp out and be like, this isn't for me, or I'm not as good as these people around me, so I should just step down here and like remove myself, or quit the team and go work with someone else that I'm going to be the best one on the team, or I'm going to quit this team. We're going to stop working with my coach because I clearly don't cut it. So I'm going to go somewhere else where it's a little bit easier and not so much pressure, because I've felt a lot of pressure on this prep with all sorts of things. But, you know, I could definitely take that easy way out and say I'm going to make it easier on myself and maybe work with a team that doesn't have such high expectations and all this kind of stuff. But no way in hell am I going to do that. No, I'm very lucky to be in a position where, yeah, I'm not the best one here, and I have a lot of people to look up to and to learn from and to help me become a better athlete and become someone with more mental toughness and a better work ethic. Like, I have these people to look up to and to imitate, you know, like my coach, the other girls on the team, the guys on the team. These are people that have great successes in this sport, and it makes me want to be better, and I watch them, and yeah, I want to be surrounded by these people because, you know, I may not have accomplished what I wanted to accomplish on this prep for nationals, but let me tell you, like, this shit's not gonna happen again. This was a learning experience. I definitely learned a lot about myself and shit going on and what I need to work on. It was kind of like showing me my weak spots, and I have a lot of weak spots still. Like, yeah, I've grown, but I have so much more to improve upon. And with these people around me being, you know, being the weak person in this group of strong people, it just pushes you to keep working. And I want to work harder and I want to be better. You know, if I sat here and said, there's a lot of people that after they accomplish something, they just think, well, yeah, I'm one of the best. I don't need to prove myself anymore. I don't need to work hard anymore. Like, that will never be me. I'm constantly critical of myself. I've been very critical of myself this past prep, which maybe wasn't to my advantage because I don't know. I've been very critical. I'm critical of myself because I want to be better, and that's the end. That's the end of the story. And I'm sharing this with you. I hope you don't think like, oh, like, she's setting herself up for failure because she's going into the show thinking she's already lost. It's not that I'm going into the show thinking I've lost. I know I'm not going to win. My goal and my dream is to win my pro card. It's going to happen. I have it in me and I have what it takes. I believe in that with all my heart. I'm just a realistic person, and I know that it's not going to happen at this show, okay? It could have if I had worked harder and if I was in a better position, but I didn't, and I'm not in a good position, and I'm not in the position to win. That's as simple as that. I'm not going into the show thinking, oh, I suck, it's gonna be horrible, I look like shit. Like, well, these thoughts do come in my head, but, like, I just don't want you to think that I'm going into this just being like, it's over. No, I'm just realistic, and I know that I'm not going to win the show, which means I'm not going to get first place, and I'm not going to get, which then leads you into overall and pro card. Not gonna happen at this show. Like, it's just not. Whatever does happen, I'm going to be absolutely content with and fine with. I shouldn't even say content. I'm going to accept whatever placing I get with as little emotion as possible, as in, I'm not going to be extremely upset if I don't place well, because deep down, I know that it's what I deserved. If I do well, as in, if I get top 5, I'm going to be over the moon, because I wasn't expecting it, or I'll just be very happy, obviously. But either way, this prep has been interesting. I had good and bad moments, but I'm just so hungry to be better, and I know that my work ethic and my performance just was not good enough. And I'll be the first one to say it, and I don't need someone else to say it to me, and I don't need someone else to tell me otherwise, that it was good enough, or I did my best. I did not. And that is the truth with that. Don't get me wrong, I still busted my ass. I went to the gym every day. I've been doing hours of cardio. I've been eating ridiculous food. But I'm not saying that I didn't work hard. Like, I did, and it's been hard. Like, prep's been hard, and I've made changes greatly, but were weak moments where, I had lazy days, or I didn't follow my macros, or I had a couple episodes where I ate things I shouldn't have. Like, these things add up, and it's not that I didn't work hard. It's just that I didn't work hard enough, and I didn't step up, and I didn't act in the way that I need to act. I didn't perform in the way that I need to perform if I want to reach the goal of pro athlete. I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot of mental toughness to work on, and I have a lot of character building, character development to work on in myself if I want to be that better person. And I know I can. It's been a very self-realization, honesty with myself experience this last few weeks. Some habits that I really want to work on changing, and stuff I'm struggling with that I don't know if I should seek professional help or if I should just keep working on it on my own. But either way, don't think for 1 second that I'm not going to work my ass off to keep improving. However I do at Nationals on Saturday is going to be a set point for me. It is my first national show, and it will be a set point for me, and I will forever exceed that. No matter what, I get to do nationals again next year, because I won provincials last June, so I get 2 shots at nationals any given year. So no matter what, even if I don't do well, I won't be bumped down to provincials. I do get to do nationals one more time. And like I said, this is a set point, and I will only go up from here. And I really have a lot to prove, and I really have a lot to work on. And that's the whole point of this. And that's all. I hope nobody takes this as a bunch of negativity or self-hate or anything like that. Like, it's just the competitive mindset, and I just got weak in the end, and I'm just not happy with myself, and I'm not happy with myself. So, but anyways, like I said, I leave tomorrow morning. I'm super excited. I really am. Excited to get away. I am excited to be in a national show and step on that stage and see how everything goes down. My best friend Mel's meeting me there, which is so nice of her. That's so unexpected for a friend to fly out for something like this, but she is amazing, and she's meeting me there, so that's really cool. And then also my mom's gonna be there too with my grandma, which is kind of funny. And the reason they're gonna be there is because we have family out there, so my mom and grandma are already gonna be going to see family, and it just made sense that might as well come to my show. They're gonna be in the area, so that's pretty cool too. but I'm gonna vlog the whole trip when I wake up tomorrow. Gonna start recording everything. I'm gonna take you along with me on my trip and everything backstage and like show day and all that kind of stuff. And it'll be lots of fun, and yeah, I'm excited. I am. Yeah, I better stop talking. I've been talking for a half hour. Holy shit. I gotta go back to the gym.